Motivational Monday, brought to you by the Bridge Builder. And today we're going to talk about deposits and withdrawals. So I was thinking about this. The entire world now is almost set up on a system of direct deposit, which means you work all week long and your money is almost magically deposited into your account. You work and you show up, and some of us are paid weekly, some of you are paid bi-weekly, and the money just shows up to your account. And yet when we think about deposits and withdrawals, you cannot ever take out more than what you have inside. So let's assume that your account was at zero and they put $100 in your account. Well, you cannot go and try to withdraw $200. You can only withdraw what you deposit. And as I thought about that, that is the same way that success is set up. That success is all about what you deposit versus what you're able to withdraw. And so the first thing I want you to think about today is that you cannot withdraw what you do not deposit. What do you mean by that? Well, for some of you, you're trying to get success out of something that you haven't put anything into. And in order to get success out of something, you're going to have to put something in it. So for some of you, you're trying to withdraw a whole lot of wealth. You're trying to withdraw a new business. You're trying to withdraw an opportunity for a promotion, but you're not putting in the hard work. You're not putting in the steady time. You're not putting in the focus. For some of you, you're trying to build your brand, and you're trying to withdraw support, but you're not depositing any support into anybody else. And because you're not depositing any support, you can't withdraw any support. You're never going to get out of anything what you don't put into anything. I've told you many times about the 5-hour rule. The 5-hour rule is you need to read or reflect or try to experiment at least for 1 hour a week. You have to pay attention and focus on these things because you're never going to get out of life what you don't put into life. So for deposits and withdrawals, you can't get out what you don't put in. The second thing I want you to pay attention to is don't write bad checks. You know, I can never forget when I was younger, my first checkbook, I thought the checkbook was magic. I thought I could just write it down and things would happen, but that's not true. That if you don't have enough in your account, your check will go bad. What do you mean about bad checks? For some of you, you are notorious for making commitments that you do not follow up on. And the reason that you're not successful, the reason that people don't support you is because you keep writing bad checks. You say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time and you're late. You say you're going to support somebody and you never even show up. You say you're going to return a phone call and you never return that call. You say you're going to accomplish something and you never do it. And so you have a lot of bad checks and your success is bouncing all over the place. The reason that you're unable to succeed and the reason you're unable to withdraw on things based on deposits is because you're writing bad checks. So you have to make sure that you don't write bad checks. And last, in the cyber world that we're dealing with, you need to make sure that your account does not get compromised. You see, when I think about deposits and withdrawals, I even had it happen to a friend recently. It happened to me before, that I've been able to look at my bank statement and there was some things that were missing that I didn't take out. It was because my account was compromised. How does your account get compromised? Because you do not protect your information. For some of you, the reason that you have nothing to withdraw is not because you haven't deposited anything. It is because you are depositing into the wrong people. And for some of you, you have people that have compromised your account. They've misused your trust. They've misused your focus. They've misused you. They've taken advantage of you. And as a result, you have insufficient funds now because you're sharing the wrong thing with the wrong people. And when you talk about deposits and withdrawals, you have some people in your life, they don't deposit anything, but they sure take a whole lot out. They take your time. They take your energy. They take your focus. And for some of you, you got tears for all those people who've been pulling out but not putting anything back in. Now you got to get to a point where you protect your account and make sure that you don't get compromised. So when you think about deposits and withdrawals, be sure that you understand you will never take out what you don't put in. Make sure you put something into it. Secondly, make sure that you don't write bad checks. If you say yes, then make sure your yes is yes. If you say no, make sure your no is no. Don't make promises that you can't keep. And finally, make sure sure that your account doesn't get compromised. Be careful with the people that you have around you. Make sure if you're putting something in, they're putting something in too, so that you don't have insufficient funds. This is Motivational Monday, brought to you by the Bridge Builder. I got to get rolling to the gym so that I can make sure I make good on the check I wrote about losing some weight and getting more fit for the rest of my life. You guys take care. Share this video if it means something to you. Share this video if you think it'll motivate somebody else. We'll see you this coming Monday, because as long as there's a Monday, we'll be motivating you. Take care.